Marvel Studios just upped their involvement in Marvel Comics. I'll explain why. Matt Fraction and Mark Buckingham are now signed to do a Fantastic Four comic book. They got money for Matt Fraction. This makes me believe that this was Kevin Feige going, hey, yo, get that guy from Hawkeye. To get a scope of how big this is, the last time Matt Fraction did an actual comic, which wasn't a retelling or reselling anything from his past, an actual issue, was for a Hawkeye in July of 2015. So now I'm curious to what got him back. Is he not dealing with the Marvel heads that he didn't like, and now he's talking to those studio executives? Hey, look, we respect you. We know you're good at Fantastic Four. Come here and write canon. Before you go and watch them in the movies on July 25, come over to the comic shop in the beginning of July on that Wednesday, pick up your comic book. Matt Fraction is writing a story, and you can see what they were doing before the movie starts. That's new. And Deadline had the exclusive saying Marvel Comics worked closely with filmmakers on the comics, pulling in the tone and the feel of the pics feel from the production designer. Fraction and other talent from the comic even visited the set. The article reads that the comic book is being presented as a real-life artifact in the MCU. Again, this is not the same universe as the Marvel Cinematic Universe where Iron Man starts, but that's what they say, that this is a piece of fictional work in that universe. Interesting, right? Very interesting. This July, the Future Foundation is proud to partner with Marvel Comics to produce the first ever authorized retelling of the Fantastic Four's early adventures. I love it. Hey, within the canon, in that world, they sell comic books too, and they made a comic book of our real heroes. This is a studio initiative like I've never seen before, and it will make comic books be purchased. It's a good business practice, and maybe every movie needs something creative like this. I'm all for it. And maybe do it around Free Comic Book Day, not July, but the movie's coming out later in July, so I can see why they would do that. This is awesome. I commend this. Now the cover, let's talk about this cover. How did I not talk about the cover? It's exactly, and I'll put it right side by side, it's exactly like the first Fantastic Four comic. So they're going to be a retelling, basically, of what you guys all read in 1962 when they started. So you're going to have that, except the movie characters, and they look like Pedro Pascal and the Thing. The artwork is similar to the first artwork that we saw from Fantastic Four for the movie, so it's been in development for a long time. Scrolling down, these quotes are hilarious. It's as if they're in the universe. What an honor to be asked to help celebrate the 4th anniversary of Fantastic Four, Matt Fraction shared. It was a thrill to bring their first legendary adventure to the world of comic books for the first time. It's a story we all knew by heart, but I think Magic Mark Buckingham and I have found a way to tell you as you've never heard or seen before, and who knows, this could be the start of something big. You could really get any writer to do this because it's just retelling something that Jack Kirby and Stan Lee did way back when. But they're spicing it up. They're looking for the best talent. They got money to spend. It's the studio spending. It's not Marvel Comics. And that's how you utilize that's how you generate comic book sales, create new fans. That's how you keep the medium going. You keep a lot of small businesses from being shut down because local comic shops, we don't got the McDonald's or the big franchisees for comic book shop. Everyone runs it independently and they're all alone. This will help. Maybe people are going to start liking going to the shop. You've been to the shop before. You've seen the big Spider-Man statues and the toys, and sometimes there's cars, and there's a whole bunch of people who are into the same thing that you're into, and you're talking to them. It's a great experience, isn't it? This may create new readers, new lifelong fans, or at least new people who are going to spend $5 on a comic book. I charge a little bit more than $5 still. But it's not good news that Marvel Studios is involved with Marvel Comics. What, Chillmong, what are you talking about? Keeping it on Bleeding Cool, we jump to this comic called The World to Come. If you already know about it, I don't need to explain it too much, but this is the second issue of it. It's a future world with Black Panther. What's happening in Mexico? What does Everett K. Ross have to do with what's happening? And who is T'Challa's heir? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, in this comic book written by Christopher Priest, Joe Quesada is being reached out to become the guy doing the artwork for it. They're the brains of this. These are top tier talent. These are guys with studio connections at least, and guys who haven't been doing Marvel work for a long time. They're going to take a future storyline and canonize T'Challa's heir.
This is my son, Toussaint.
You remember when Nakia said that in the movie? Bro, they may not name the kid Toussaint. They may just name this kid T'Challa and say, you see, it happened in the comics, and that's why we're doing it in the movies. And they got Christopher Priest to agree to this. Now, to give Christopher Priest credit, I'll give this to Christopher Priest. This wasn't his idea after Chad died. He was talking about how in 2017, this is something that he pitched. It was an idea, original idea for Marvel's Knights. That's why this exists. But Marvel Studios phoning him and going, oh yeah, that was a great idea about the future, right? Yeah, do this thing. And I also give him a son as well. Feels like, for everyone who's paying attention to politics, it feels like they got a guy to kill an African leader who was very inspirational and resulting in much good positive energy, in much good positive outcomes. It feels like they got Christopher Priest to kill T'Challa. And if that went over your head, go check out Burkina Faso's new leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, and now he's getting healthcare and he's getting free education. He's getting their gold refineries. He's kicking out France. He's making it so that the country can stand on its own 2 feet, making deals here and there with China, figuring out, even though they're a landlocked country, how they can export using the sea. He's inspiring the whole entire Sahel region, Niger, Mali, even Ghana stepping up right now with their self-determination is what they're doing. It's great. It's awesome. Lately, American military going, oh, this guy, he's reserving the gold for himself. We got to make sure that he's not just doing that to protect himself. We might need to liberate those guys. That's what's going on here. I hate that Christopher Reeve is the face of this. I don't even think he's thinking what he's doing. He's going to comicize a comic book storyline where T'Challa dies. And who do we got to blame? Well, Christopher Priest. Yeah, he's well-renowned, right? Didn't he do great work in the 1998 series? Remember that? You take it up with him. Marvel Studios is crafty as hell. Listen to us. So long as T'Challa has... Actually, you know what? I'm keeping all that thinking. That dead air right there, I'm keeping that in. This is how I think about it. Sorry for wasting your time. Usually I'd cut something like that out, but this is how I'm thinking about it. So long as I can, and so long as the Toussaint thing, the idea where they get damn seniors to play Toussaint, so long as that's not the official idea, and it's not, and the movie isn't out yet, and T'Challa's gone forever, I'll keep talking about it. Once I see the movie in Avengers Doomsday, they cast the kid, they make him older. Toussaint is T'Challa now, guys. Call him T'Challa, and everyone's happy. Go watch Black Panther 3 featuring an older version of Toussaint or a multiverse Toussaint. When that day comes, complete apathy. I tried. I told everyone everything I could tell them. Why it's important that Clark Kent continued and Clark Kent keeps on happening on our screens. And this little Toussaint version isn't going to keep happening. He's not the guy in Marvel Rivals. He's not the guy in 616 Comics. He's not. Like, I will always tell you guys that investing in an IP with a dead end, just because it could be beneficial, just because he could be a positive role model, if it's coming at the cost of the top black character we've ever had in fiction, it's going to be met with hostility. That action of replacing T'Challa with his sister, his granddad, his whatever, I will keep telling you guys that's the problem. I will keep offering this to Marvel Studios, Coogler, Feige, Nate Moore, whoever wants to listen to it. And if they go, nah, don't worry, T'Challa, TJ will do just fine. T'Challa's not that important. Chad would have wanted this, or whatever they tell each other to sleep at night. You're tripping. It's just naming another guy T'Challa is just as good. That's not how Bruce Wayne got popular. Like, I just don't want to invest, and I know I will not invest in a character who's not actually T'Challa, who is T'Challa's son. There's nothing there. 10 years, 3 movies, give this kid whatever you want to give him. Successful actor, takes off. When things reboot in Marvel, when they do the new cartoon, they do the new EMH, Earth Mightiest Heroes, when they do the new anything, they're not going to say, oh, let's kill T'Challa so we can give it to his son. They're going to use actual T'Challa. So then why are we playing around over this studio, like these films that we're doing right now? You have incursions, you have every plot reason for why T'Challa can be alive again. We didn't see his body, we didn't see him die. We've got Skrulls impersonating leaders. It could have been a dead Skrull in that. There's so many outs. You could have made the whole entire movie of Wakanda Forever happen in the blip, which would explain why T'Challa's not in it. You could still do Shuri, not angry at Shuri. She becomes Black Panther in comic books, not while T'Challa is dead, but you can have her be the Panther and him be the Panther at the same time. The issue is that T'Challa's gone, and I'll keep doing that. I'll keep talking about that. Marvel Studios is involving themselves in comics. See, you can't say it didn't happen in the comics. You know what I can say, though? Like, for every time they say, it happened in the comics, Shalabala happened in the comics, Falcon takes his name, Captain America happened in the comics. Was it successful in the comics? You, the comic book audience, you guys have pre-orders. You have the ability to tell your shop, hey, yo, I'm not interested in watching and reading the world to come. Maybe you should vocalize that. Let your comic book shops know, I don't really care. So what? Oh, there's a new heir, first appearance? Yeah, who cares? Don't put that on my poll. I'm not going to fund the replacement of the greatest black character ever. It's up to you to do that. It's up to you to not do that and to not advertise this comic book. But this is Marvel Studios involving themselves. In one way, the Fantastic Four comic book, awesome. In another way, oh, you're doing that, guys? Oh, you want to make Ms. Marvel part of Giant Size X-Men retroactively? I'm not even sure how that's going to work. I got to read it first. Oh yeah, Kevin Feige is just like, well, you guys are so purist in the comics, huh? Well, here I come. That's Kevin, bro. Where's my Kevin Feige hat at? And if maybe you think there's not a representation problem at Marvel, we got Wonder Man coming up. There is nothing I can say to help you. Gentlemen and ladies, this is a very racial issue, and I'm advocating for the continued on-screen presence of such a great character who provides such inspiration and challenges stereotypes and is excellence with dark skin. The dark skin part is key, so that's really important. It's not a favoritism thing. It's not a Snyder, oh, I really like that director, he should do it. It's not that. It's literally racial. And if you can't get that, man, you won't understand why I go so hard. I'm not a pesky fan. I'm not anything antagonistic. I am trying to advocate for a positive outcome using a character who's got that much reach. There aren't any characters else who gross that much money. So it domestically made more than Infinity War. There's not this many characters who've grossed $1 billion. He's the only one. The next biggest black movie would be Wakanda Forever, if that counts, because they used Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa to advertise it. Maybe a Jumanji movie, if that counts as black-led. There's just, we don't have opportunities like this. That's how scarce it is, and I'm not willing to pass it up. That is the reason for my shitty chats. That's why I'm always active on Twitter. You see my replies today, yesterday, the day before. There's a reason why I am the way that I am. And it's not to do with, oh, these guys won't just keep their mouths shut. They're so annoying. No. Do you tell people who are fighting for civil rights, damn, guys, you made so much progress in the last 100 years. What do you guys want to go further? You didn't tell people that in the 60s, did you? Okay. Well, I liken myself to, while I understand and appreciate every difference, I liken myself to that. That the cause is racial. Chillmonger out. Go watch Ianu. Go watch that comic book character, that hero who they'll never race swap. And I'm sure after every reboot, it'll be her again. Of the continent of Al-Kabulan. Chill out.